For taking screenshots through your smartphone, search the steps of taking screenshots on Google. Now this is the general instruction which I share daily. Now start today's class. Chapter number 1, Sets, Part 6. Today's objective is Cartesian coordinate for a plane, and then we will do the revision of chapter number 1. It is on student's request. Now, Cartesian coordinate system for a plane. In this system, we focus on two lines. One line is horizontal here, another line is vertical here. As you can see that this is horizontal line and this is vertical line. We call this horizontal line x-axis and we call this vertical line y-axis. These are two axes. The horizontal one is x-axis and the vertical one is y-axis. Okay, now the plane in which x and y axes lie will be called xy plane or Cartesian plane. Any plane in which in x and y plane lies, we call it xy plane or Cartesian plane. Okay, it is used to place ordered pair or plot the ordered pair. Suppose this is p x comma y. Suppose this is an ordered pair. So here x and y are called Cartesian coordinate. X and y are called Cartesian coordinate. Here x, first component x is called the x ordinate or abscissa, and the second component y is called the y ordinate or ordinate. Okay, I repeat, this is ordered pair. Suppose this is an ordered pair p x comma y. Within the parenthesis, x is called x ordinate or abscissa, y is called y ordinate or ordinate. Now, if both the ordered pair, if in one ordered pair both the components x and y are positive, means x component is positive and y component is positive, so we call it that this ordered pair will be not in first quadrant or this ordered pair belongs to first quadrant. If in ordered pair x component is negative and y component is positive, so we call it that this ordered pair belongs to second quadrant or this ordered pair will be plotted in second quadrant. Now, if the x component is negative, also y component is negative, so we call it that this ordered pair belongs to third quadrant. And if x is positive, x component is positive and y component is negative, so we call that this ordered pair belongs to fourth quadrant. I have another picture to show you. Now this is x-axis, this is y-axis. This horizontal, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. And in general, I write the ordered pair. In this, first you will write x, then you will write y. So first, as we all know that in ordered pair, first we write x component, then we write y component. The point where this intersect, both axes intersect, is called origin. This is x positive, this is x negative, this is y positive, this is y negative. How you will write the ordered pair of first quadrant? Means x positive, y also positive. If any ordered pair which contain both the component positive, so we call it that this belongs to first quadrant. Now come towards this quadrant. Here x is negative, y is positive. Any ordered pair in which x component is negative and y component is positive, so we call it that this ordered pair belongs to second quadrant. Now come towards this. Here x is negative, y is also negative. When both the components are negative, we call it that this ordered pair belongs to the third quadrant. Now, when x is positive, y is negative. X is positive, y is negative, so that these type of ordered pair, we call it that these ordered pair belongs to fourth quadrant. Now, the question is write the quadrant of the following ordered pair. You have to write this. These are some ordered pair, and you have to write that this ordered pair belongs to which quadrant. Okay, ordered pair number one. This is x component. This is y component, or this is abscissa. This is ordinate. Plus two, minus three. Plus two, minus three. Plus first value is plus n, the plus and minus. Now, this belongs to fourth quadrant. Now, x is negative, y is positive. X is negative, y is positive. So see, x is positive, the x is negative, y is positive. So this belongs to second quadrant. When both the components of ordered pair are positive, we call it first quadrant. It belongs to first quadrant. This is positive. X component or abscissa is positive here, and y component or ordinate is negative here. So we call it that this ordered pair belongs to fourth quadrant. When both x and y both x and y are negative, so we call it that this ordered pair belongs to third quadrant. Then first, when for x component is negative and y component is positive, so we call it that this ordered pair belongs to second quadrant. Okay, let me clear this. This topic is covered. It is done only for the MCQs. This topic is important for the MCQs point of view. Okay, that in a paper you will ask that this ordered pair belongs to which quadrant, first, second, third, fourth. You just have to write that this ordered pair belongs to which quadrant. Okay, now let's start the revision of chapter number 1, because many students requested yesterday in the chat box that Miss please repeat that topic, so it is on students demand. Ordered pair, two elements arranged inside the parenthesis and separated by comma. This type of bracket is called parenthesis. This type of bracket, we call it parenthesis. This type of bracket is called parenthesis. In this, two elements are placed separated by the comma. This type of arrangement is called ordered pair. This is example number 1, 3, 4, and again the same thing. The first element or x component is called abscissa, and second component, that is y component, y ordinate, we call it ordinate. This is first component, this is second component, this is x ordinate, this is y ordinate, and we call it abscissa, we call it second component ordinate. Another example, a comma b, this is its x component, this is its y component. Another example, x comma y, this is its x component, this is its y component. And within the parenthesis, we use comma to separate the elements. Now, one of the students requested me to solve this question. So, De Morgan's law, question number 20, exercise 1.2, page number 12. If the universal set is contain element 1, 2, 3 up to 20, then A is equals to 1, 2, 4, 8, 10, 16, 20, and B is equals to 2, 6, 8, 10, 14, and 18. Then verify De Morgan's law. So I've solved this question by this statement: A union B complement is equals to A complement intersection B complement. A union B complement is equals to A complement intersection B complement. Now start the solution by taking left hand side. Left hand side is A union B complement. So first we will find A union B. This is set A. This is set B. Now combine these two sets. You will get 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now the final step of left hand side, that is A union B complement. Complement means difference, taking difference with the universal set. So universal set minus A union B. So universal set contain element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up to 20 minus A union B. This is the set A union B. A union B, as I've solved here, write the value from here and then write the remaining element, that is 3, 5. After taking the difference, write the remaining element of universal set, that is 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 19. This is left hand side. Now come towards right hand side. First A complement. A complement means U minus A. This is U minus is the first right set U minus element of set A. After taking the difference, write the remaining element of set U, that is 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18 and 19. This is B complement means U minus B. First write the element of universal set minus set B. So after taking the difference, write the remaining element of universal set, that is 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 19 and 20. This is the answer of A complement. This is the answer of B complement. Now take intersection of A complement and B complement. This is the answer of A complement, sign of intersection, and this is the answer of B complement. Intersection means write the common element of both the sets. So let's see, the common element is 3, then 5, then 7, then 9, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17 and 19, and remaining all the elements are uncommon here. So this is the answer of right hand side and this is the answer of left hand side. I will show you the whole solution on one page. So it's proved that left hand side is equals to right hand side, hence De Morgan's law proved. Okay, now next topic which a student requested me yesterday to explain again, that is symmetric difference. Okay, De Morgan's law and symmetric difference is important topic for the exam point of view. Now symmetric difference A, symmetric difference B is equals to, these are two statements of symmetric difference. Number one statement is A symmetric difference B is equals to A union B minus A intersection B. Number two statement is A symmetric difference B is equals to A minus B union B minus A. Now, question is, if A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and B is equals to 2, 4, 6, 8, then show that A symmetric difference B is equals to A minus B union B minus A. This is proof question, not that find the symmetric difference. It is proof question, so you have to prove left hand side is equals to right hand side, and instead of solution we will write the heading of proof. Now start the solution by taking its left hand side, and as you can see that its left hand side contain A symmetric difference B. Left hand side asymmetric difference B. First we write the element of set A, then we use the symbol of symmetric difference, or we call it delta, and then the element of set B, that is 2, 4, 6, 8. Now write the uncommon elements of both the set, not the common element. As I have written in the bracket here, write the uncommon element. 2 and 4 are common, so write all the elements except 2 and 4. So here 1, 3, 6, 8 means uncommon element of both the set. Okay, many students also ask us what is the difference between A minus B and asymmetric difference B. When you are finding A minus B, you will write only the remaining element of set A. And when you are finding asymmetric difference B, you will write uncommon element of both the sets. Okay, now this is its right hand side. The right hand side is A minus B union B minus A. As you can see that right hand side contains two brackets. So first we will solve A minus B, then B minus A. Then we will take its union. Now step number 1 in right hand side, that find A minus B. Set A contain element 1, 2, 3, 4 minus element of set B, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, and the uncommon elements of only set A. Uncommon element of set A is 1, 3. Okay, now you'll get the difference that this is A minus B. So here we are just writing the uncommon element of set 1 or set A, and this is A delta B. So here we are writing uncommon elements of both the set. Now next step of right hand side is finding B minus A. So for here first you will write the element of set B. This is set B that contain element 2, 4, 6, 8 minus set A element, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And now write the uncommon element of set B only, that is 6, 8. These are the only two elements remaining here, or uncommon element, that is 6, 8. Now the final step, that is A minus B union B minus A. A minus B we solved here. B minus A we solved here. The answer of A minus B is 1, 3 union. The answer of B minus A is 6, 8. Now the union of these two sets is, union means here you have to combine both the set. So you will get 1, 3, 6, 8. This is the union of A minus B and B minus A. This is the answer of right hand side. And I will show you again the answer of left hand side, 1, 3, 6, 8. Now I will show you the whole solution on one page. And here you can see that left hand side is equals to right hand side. Hence our equation is proved. Okay. Now this is how you will do the question in your copies. Now this is the topic, this is the question which cover all the topics like Cartesian product, binary relation, and domain and range. First come towards Cartesian product. Cartesian product in which you are multiplying two sets by taking first element from first set and second element from second set. Here is question is, if A is equals to 1, 2 and B is equals to YZ, then find four relations B to A. In this question, this is B multiplied by A. B to A means B multiplied by A. If it's A to B, then we will do A multiplied by B, or A Cartesian product B. Here is B to A. B multiplied by A. So first write the element of set B, that is Y, comma Z, multiply by element of set A, that is 1, 2. Now multiply these two sets by taking first element from first set and second element from the second set, and we are using parenthesis here. Okay, so Y1 is the first ordered pair, and we are using comma within the parenthesis to separate X component with the Y component, or first element with the second element. Now Y1, then Y2. Also we are using comma between the ordered pair to separate the ordered pair. Now again I repeat, Y1, Y2, Z1, Z2. Okay, and we enclose this all four ordered pair in the braces. This is the Cartesian product of B to A. If it's A to B, suppose the question is find A to B. So how you will do it? You will write 1 y 1 z, 2 y 2 z. This is the Cartesian product. Now the next step. After doing the Cartesian product, we will write the relations. Here the given instruction is write any four relations. The four relation is very easy to write. It's totally your choice that you will write which four relation. Here I write according to my choice that relation 1. In subscript we will write 1. If it's relation 1, in subscript we will write 1. If it's relation 2, in subscript we will write R2, capital R, and in subscript we will write 2, capital R, and in subscript we will write 3 for relation 3. Now relation 1 first ordered pair, as of my choice that first ordered pair is relation 1. You may take it y1, y2, but I just take one ordered pair of Cartesian product as relation 1, y1. Relation 2, second ordered pair y2. Then relation 3, two ordered pair together, y1, y2. Then relation 4, two ordered pair z1, z2. Okay, this is relation. Then domain and range. Domain is the first element of the ordered pair. Domain is the first element of the ordered pair and range is the second element of the ordered pair. Domain is denoted by dom R1. If it's relation 1, you will write dom R1. And if it's range R1, so you will write complete range and then R1. So here first element is Y. We'll write dom R1. Y, we just use braces here. There is no need to use parentheses here. We just use braces for domain and range. Now focus on relation 2. Here first element is Y. So dom R2 is Y and second element is 2. So here range. So range here is 2. Now relation 3. The first element of both the ordered pair is y y. We just write y one time for dom R3 and range R3, second element of both the sets 1 2 1 2. Now relation 4 is z1 z2. So here first element is z, so dom R4 is z and range z two times, but we just write z one time as domain. There is no need to repeat the element zz. Now range R4 second element is 1 2. So here range R4 is 1 2. Okay. The domain, I repeat, domain is the first element of the ordered pair in relation and range is the second element of the ordered pair in relation. Now any other, and this is the topic which a student requested me yesterday to describe again, that is set builder notation. So here I took some examples to describe set builder notation. A is equals to 2 4 6 8 so on. As you all know that 2 4 6 8 are even number. So within the braces we write x, this symbol is such that x, this symbol is like belongs to x, such that x belongs to, and this is set of even number, x such that x belongs to even number. We enclose this set within the braces. Now B is equals to 17, 19, 23, 24. So these are the prime numbers and here we use y such that y belongs to prime number and this is greater than 13 and less than 31. Where y is greater than 13 and less than 31. So now the last example, C is equals to -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. as this is the set of integer because both negative and positive number are there. So a such that a belongs to z denoted by integers. Z is used here for integers, and this is this symbol. This is greater than and equals to. Means here we use -3, that this set is greater than and equals to -3 and less than equals to 3. Okay, this is only less than greater than, and this is greater than equals to. This symbol is used for greater than equals to. This is less than equals to, and this is only greater than, and this is only less than. Okay, so there are three examples of set builder notation. Now note down today's home task. Question number 1 of exercise 1.4. Do question number 1, exercise 1.4. And the second, do question number 4, 7 and 12 from miscellaneous exercise 1 from book page number 24 and 25. And note that this home task will be done in your fair copies, no rough copy, only fair copies. This home task should be done in your fair copies. Question number 1 of exercise 1.4, question number 4, 7 and 12 from miscellaneous exercise 1 book, question number 24 and 25. Now if you have any question, then write in the chat box. I will answer your question.